there are side quests you can partake on, or you can do a lot of fuckery. It's up to you.
No, I want to do some fuckery. You guys down for some fuckery?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, so yeah, you guys can partake in fuckery. I mean, everybody's still at the camp, so I mean, you have other characters that are NPCs that you could interact with, or you can fuck around with the normal characters. You haven't really talked to the princess since you rescued her. She's just been kind of hanging out in the cabin for a while.
I've asked a couple times about her, and you've been like, yeah, she's still knocked out.
I'm going to say that she's come to at this point.
So anytime that Saira's not at the fucking Lich Tower, she's definitely down there with the princess.
All right, well, you have completed your Lich training session doing your Rocky IV training montage, so you get your little bonus from your Lich training. At the same time, Curtis and Drelark, you guys are just hanging around the camp. So, I mean, you can go do anything. You can go and chat with the princess and Saira, who's also there, or you can do whatever. Like I said, all your pets are there, all the NPCs are there. There's a shit ton of them at this point at the camp.
I'm gonna do what any sensible man of my position would do. I'm gonna seduce my employer.
Oh, Lorna? Oh, she'll suck your dick for free. You don't even need to roll for that at this point.
Oh, that's no fun.
Here's what I'll give you on this. If you engage in a sexual act with her, and you engage in something risky, I will make you roll for it. Drelark goes up to Lorna, and you can take it from here, Velno, so I'll operate the opposite.
No, I have a better idea. I'm gonna be a piece of shit. Give the reins to the others. I'll automatically follow, quote unquote.
I'm gonna go up to Saira. I'm gonna lean into her ear. I'm like, I want to steal some shit.
Oh, darling, say less.
All right, where should we go?
Well, I suppose we could do some research, or we could ask the two goons and see if they know anything stealable, if there's maybe an armory nearby, or maybe an entire convoy. We could just...
We can be pirates.
Yes, we are in a desert, but we could be pirates.
There
are some issues.
I'm gonna yell this out.
Okay, you're inside the cabin, and the only other people that are in there are you, Saira, and the princess. And the princess just kind of looks at you strangely and is curious of what has happened while she's been unconscious.
I'm just gonna look at her. I'm gonna put like the one finger in front of my mouth, like the silence.
Remember, I'd never do anything to harm you, only to make you more rich.
I appreciate that.
Say, would you like something to eat?
Yes, quite.
And she's gonna place her hand on the table, and just like as she raises it up, the table just pours out with food and wine and drink, like everything you can imagine. And I'm gonna cast Hero's Feast. She's doing it at a lower level, so it's literally just a little table in front of the princess that gets piled on with like a full fucking turkey, and she's like, "All for you, darling."
She just sort of looks at the table and then looks back at you and then begins guzzling the wine and chomping down on all the food. Since she hasn't eaten in what is most likely a period of at least a month, she is extremely famished.
Oh yeah, I figured it like Saira would have been coming back and like artificially sustaining her in some fashion.
While she wasn't in the best of health, that she was in kind of like a limbo state. Also, the fact that she had a lot of blood removed at one point was probably not a great thing, which again, the other two vials are still floating around somewhere.
This is something we should look into. I have a small little query for a moment. We did a short time ago, Frog, you might remember this. We met a dragon that was faffing about pretending to be a person.
Yes, and the stupid paladin fucked up.
Yes, the weird one. But the point of the matter is, how many other times have you seen dragons recently?
I'm just gonna look at Ariel. I'm gonna look at what was your dragon's name again?
Fafnir.
He's also in the gunsmith's place. He's not following Arch around. He didn't come to the training session.
Basically, Saira's just been feeding him and getting him fat and trying to get him... She's experimenting how to get his fire hotter, because she wants to start working some, like, real magic, like, item bullshit.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Ariel. I'm, like, sprucing her up to be even more cuter.
Alright, not our dragons, you fucking amphibian. Just dragons. The only other fucking dragon that I've seen recently is the one flapping around. Does it not seem odd to you that a dragon would come through, talk to that moron, and just be like a...
What about the one that we saw after we killed the general?
That's the one that's flapping around that I'm talking about. The big one.
I thought you were talking about the silver dragon.
I am talking about... Oh my god.
Does Saira know that I'm doing this on purpose?
Okay.
Very clearly not.
Roll intelligence. Sorry, roll wisdom to see if you can figure out how he's fucking with you.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, 17. So, Cham, I want you to roll a bluff check. Oh, that's that. Yeah, no, she knows you're full of shit immediately.
I don't know what retarded thing you crawled out of today, but I'd like you to pull your head out of your ass and actually attempt to be intelligent for a short while.
I'm just gonna put a spliff in my mouth.
Fantastic.
Then I'm just gonna like, no, that's those are the only dragons I've seen.
If you are going to inhale, you will need to roll Constitution. 23, you smoke that thing like a cigar, basically. You're all right.
I'm bringing this up, you tiny little degenerate smoke machine, because what, if anything, are dragons famous for?
Intelligence.
Good God. Hoards. I'm looking for gold hoards, things that we can steal. Never mind. We're gonna go talk to those people because I can't talk to you anymore.
I'm gonna take the spliff. I'm gonna hey, princess, you want some?
The princess will take a hit. Oh,
Take
fine.
You can take the rest. I'm just gonna walk out. I'm gonna leave Ariel with her.
All right, she rolled Constitution. She has a +1 in Constitution. That's a 14. She's all right. She's stoned. She's just kind of chilling there on the bed, and it's actually probably fortunate that you put a mountain of food in front of her now. You guys are going to go out now, but I'm going to go back to Velnos, because I think, Velnos, you know what you're doing now, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, you can definitely find a vast majority of those things. I'm not going to have you roll to find the jar, because there's plenty of jars there where food is stored. So you now have a jar. You know what? I'm going to say one of Raka's Bibles might work for that. So you walk up to Uhtred and you ask if you can have one of his Bibles, and he gives you one. So you have 2 out of the 4 things so far. You're going to have to search for the other 2 or try and fashion them in some way.
Saira's gonna come along from the side like, excuse me, darling, we're going to steal things.
Alright, I'm gonna put my hand on this bitch's forehead and do an exorcism on him.
Okay, what are you trying to exorcise? You're assuming she's possessed by a demon? Or are you just going to scream?
She is clearly possessed by a demon.
She is a demon.
She is too flamboyant. I need
So-
to extract the K.
As he puts his hand on her face, the eyeball like pulls up out of her skull, and the jelly just squelches between his fingers with the eyeball to look at him like really closely. What is this? What are you doing?
To perform an exorcism, I'm going to say, because it's kind of a clerical thing, roll wisdom.
Okay, so it's +1, I rolled a 16, so that would be a 17.
If you lose, you don't actually lose anything, because he's not actually exercising you, he just thinks he is. So, it's just whether or not you believe he's doing it.
A wisdom save.
Yeah. Okay, no, you believe he is exorcising the demons. You're not sure which demons, but you believe that he is actually doing it.
She starts slapping his hand. Stop it! I need those! God damn it!
Leave this body, demon.
Alright, so Veldos, you have successfully exorcised the demons from Arch, unless you want to continue to exercise.
I'm just gonna be on the sidelines rolling another spliff.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like that's a good thing. Kane's there with you, by the way. He's just kind of sitting beside you, watching the carnage. You're having some bro time.
Me and him are just passing it back and forth.
All right, so you're gonna whack him in the head with Raka's Bible.
Yeah.
All right, roll for attack. Arch, what's your AC?
18.
Did you see my roll?
Yes, I did. That is a nat 1. What were you doing?
Smoking.
Oh, you're out.
And I rolled an 18.
Tie goes to the attacker, so you smack her right across the face with that Bible. Arch, you're going to take 1d4 damage, Velnos, you can roll for that.
I put a d4, but just make it 1, because it's just a bonk.
Fair enough. You're not actually trying to hurt him. Or maybe you are, I don't know, but still, you have a weak wrist. So yeah, you take the Bible, and you just whack it across his face, and you do 1 damage to Arch, and that is the extent, I think, of your exorcism, unless you want to just, keep pimp smacking him with a Bible.
Saira gets that. She takes it across the cheek, and she just, bites her lip for a second, and she looks at this man, points a finger, and uses greater command.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, you don't.
Wait a minute, doesn't he have to pass a save for that?
He has to survive a will save at a level of 19.
What did you roll? Oh, yeah, no. I'm gonna say that is a catastrophic failure. He is basically an obedient dog to you now for one action, Arch.
She points it at him, and then she comes up to him and puts her arm around him and looks over at the passed out frog, and she says, "Now it's your turn," and pushes him towards the frog.
That is not much of a command. You just push me into a frog.
So here's how this is going to go. Cham, I'm going to give you a chance to roll Constitution to wake up. You have to roll above a 15. That is not going to work. All right, so you're groggy, but you're not awake. Now,
I
Velnos,
think that's worse.
You have absolutely no control of this, so I'm going to have you roll a grapple roll specifically just to fuck him.
Oh, now you're speaking my language.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, you were just an opportune target.
Can I try one more time?
I don't think that's going to happen. He rolled a 27. Now, here's what's going to happen, though, is after he starts fucking you, you are going to wake up. And you are in no way, shape, or form consensual to this and have no idea what's going on. You just know that a man... Oh, by the way, Velnos, as soon as you started fucking him, you formed the armor over your body so that he couldn't get away, so you have him, like, tied up with vines now.
Can I try to do a reflex check to try to get the fuck out?
You will roll a strength check to try to escape.
My back.
Strength check.
You could try that, but that would give you an advantage on your strength roll if you decided to do that. Oh, God, no. You're just gonna sit there and take it. You're just gonna sit there and take it. So Velnos, you fuck him to completion.
I'm gonna give him a reach around because I'm not a bad boy.
Oh my god.
Dexterity check.
What a gentleman. Do that
Oh!
courtesy for him.
What's with all the nat ones? Okay.
Because I'm
Has to
trying
be
to hold with my
bruised.
right hand, I gave it with the left hand, so it wasn't as good.
What I'm
Okay.
going to do is, I'm doing a grappling check. I'm going to reverse this.
So wait a minute, you're gonna try and do a grapple check and reverse it on him so that you can then fuck him.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you roll the grapple check.
I
But
already
you have
did.
to beat a 27.
I already did.
He beat the 27, so he was able to get out of your grapple. So what he does is, because he was like vined up and basically just being like pumped onto your dick by vines, he uses the Darksaber very quickly to cut the vines, but grabs the two that are still attached to your wrist. After he does that, he then flips you around and goes for insertion. I will give you a dexterity check to do a proper rear entry.
Dexterity check, a proper rear entry.
I'll say you're aiming correctly on that one, tried and true, and your frog dick goes where you want it to go. So, Velnos, as this happens, it's not overly pleasant for you. It is a feeling that you unfortunately know far too well because of the last time. Velnos, I will give you a chance to roll strength to try and get away. Cham, you will have to roll a grapple check to stop him if he rolls high enough.
And I roll a grapple check instead and reverse it again.
If you want to try that, you got to beat it. You got to beat a 28. Okay.
Saira already left.
Saira just wandered off somewhere. So you rolled a 22. I'm going to say this thing runs its course after this point because you both have been thoroughly fucked. So yeah, Cham, you finish that off because you rolled higher on the grapple check. And then after this has happened, Velnos, Arch's command has now worn off. You have completed it.
That bitch.
She's over by old boy, the one that he fucks all the time that gives us quests.
Lorna?
Just chit-chatting, yeah. Just chit-chatting with Lorna. Just hanging out.
Saira, you are so evil. I love it.
I'd like to point out that I've never done this, like, on my own. It's always been because they did something.
Should we get the undead one involved?
I would. Unfortunately, that one's claimed.
Oh, drat. He had a good six-pack. Not as good as my elf boy over there, but good.
I believe it.
wonder.
I've seen him, like, in full swing. I'll be honest, he's never been hotter than when he's being fucked.
Okay, so now that whole debacle is over, do you guys want to go steal things?
Yeah.
All right, so Velnos, I'm going to say that's going to be a dexterity roll, and Arch, I'm going to have you roll a reflex save.
Shouldn't it be
Okay.
a grapple though because I'm using the vines?
It doesn't matter, you did it because he rolled a fucking 1. Everybody's rolling 1s tonight. Okay. So, Arch, this is what happens. Velnos, as his revenge, he uses his vines to go into the back of your pants very quickly and gives you an atomic wedgie.
I'm not letting go.
Oh, are you pulling him up in the air?
Oh yeah.
So you're giving Arch an atomic wedgie right now. It does not feel pleasant.
I'm not going to have that. Saira's going to cast Anti-Life Shell, which basically doesn't allow any living entity within 10 feet of her.
Okay, well that means that the vines that Velnos has used dissolve as soon as they hit that because his entire armor is basically a living thing.
And she's going to just look at him and say, if you don't focus the fuck up, then the next time it'll be the lizard.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen. I am going to essentially do a very quick turn with a big woody thing, and it's gonna be a smack right across the face.
If he has the anti-life shield, it's not going to hit him.
Anti-life.
Yeah, that's
You
what
said
he
it had
said.
to be alive.
Is he just grabbing a random piece of wood?
Yeah, fucking 2x4.
And there are random pieces of wood around because you did have to build some stuff for Scrappy and some stuff for Fernando for the forge and all that stuff. So there is spare lumber around. I will say you have a 2x4 there. So you want to swing that at her?
Yeah, and I'm gonna target right on the stomach because the stomach hurts like hell.
So you're gonna swing the 2x4 and you're gonna hit him in the stomach. So like I said, it's gonna be an aimed attack, but you're gonna get your attack bonus because you're actually using it as a weapon.
Wouldn't the stomach not knock someone out? It had to be the head, but in the head is dangerous.
Yeah, basically. Like if you want to knock him unconscious, you can aim for the head. I'm not gonna make it kill him because it's not gonna do enough damage to kill him.
Oh, and then you're gonna take the 2x4 to the face.
So you have an 18 AC, which means that's going to hit. So he's going to rock you across the face. Almost, that's going to be 1d6 damage.
With a crit because it's targeted, so it's a 6.
So Arch, all of those like spider teeth that you have in there that can crawl around and crawl out, spew out of the side of your mouth and land on the ground, and then they all kind of just like form into a line and then crawl back up your leg and into your mouth and implant themselves back into your jaw for a second. You are very peed.
Okay, alright. Is this what you'd like to do today? Do you know what the dimension of rape is?
Do it. You don't have the balls.
I'm just gonna back up.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good idea.
I am going to plane shift him to the rape dimension.
So you're going to plane shift him to the rape dimension. I can provide something that will be amusing to that, if you would like.
Absolutely.
So you're going to play. So that's an automatic, right? That just shifts him to that dimension. Does it do it for a limited amount of time, or until you say, poof, he comes back?
Technically, it's just a gateway that sends him there. I can bring him back, and I intend to.
Here's what happens. Velnos, you fly through a portal and you come out into what looks like a small room, and you look over and you see what looks like 3 glowing holes on the wall.
3 glowing holes on the wall?
Yep, roughly about the size of a cantaloupe. And they all appear to be glowing.
Oh, I'm jumping into that hole. Fuck that.
It's not big enough for your whole body to fit through. And again, you have holes 1, 2, and 3, so you can choose which one you want to. They're spaced far enough apart where you can't stick something in all of them at the same time. You have to pick one at a time.
I'd like to charisma check to tell him that I sent him to the rape dimension because he tried to diddle him.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for this because I know last time what happened, and it's the same motherfucker. What do I gotta roll? Was it charisma also?
To discern whether or not he's fucking with you would be a wisdom check. Oh, you poor fuck. So yeah, you don't believe Arch did it. You believe Velnos did it on his own volition because you weren't around to hear the spell get cast. However, I will say this, there are other people in the camp that did hear the spell get cast, including Lorna, so...
Kane's character, my brother.
Actually, that's true, yeah, he was awake.
I'm just gonna look at him like, what happened?
She's gonna lean around Cham's shoulder, just menacing.
Yeah, Kane just looks over. He looks at Saira a little bit, and then looks back at Cham and just says, "The elf fucked you," after she told him to. You guys will have your little argument. I'm gonna go to Velnos in this alternate dimension and work these shenanigans out. So Velnos, what are you gonna do with this room that has 3 random holes in the wall? And you're stuck in here, by the way. Also, to point this out, outside of each of the 3 holes appears to be a pedestal with a bowl on it, and each of the 3 bowls appears to be empty.
Those bowls. You know what? I'm smarter than this.
The bowls are attached to the pedestals. They don't move.
I am dragging the pedestal then.
Roll strength. Your strength roll is not enough to separate the bowl from the pedestal.
I'm going to try with another one.
You still do not move it. You still do not move it.
You prick.
It's not movable. So you are unable to move all 3 of the bowls from the pedestals because they are attached. So what are you going to do now?
How much fuckery can I do? Allow me to combine pleasures and just make 3 arms with the vines and shove each of them in the holes.
Okay.
I am
so
not sticking anything of mine in there. They could be filthy.
But you stick a vine in each of the 3 holes. The first hole, you pull out the vine, and the vine is completely gone. It looks as if it's been disintegrated somehow. The second hole you pull out, it also looks like it's been disintegrated, but maybe a little bit of a different way. It doesn't look quite, the end of the vine doesn't look quite the same. And the third one you pull out, and it is impaled with like 5 or 6 different very pointy sea anemone looking things.
So I rolled an 18 to discern if my brother was telling the truth.
You rolled an 18, you discern that yes, he was telling the truth, unless Saira would like to also reinforce that the elf did it on his own.
No, she's caught. She's like, all right, I did do that, and I'm sorry. We'll do
I'm
whatever
just,
you want.
I'm just gonna look at her like just tears streaming down. Like, why would you do this?
All right.
And I'm gonna do a blood check to make her feel bad.
She's already like, we'll do whatever you want today. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you don't really. I mean, you're already going along with it, so I'm just going to say it continues. So yeah, you say that to him.
That's his little frog head. It's all right, sweetie. We'll get you an ice cream.
I'm just gonna like bat her hand away. I'm just gonna start walking away towards the destination of some kind of town or something.
While they're doing that, I just gotta like real quick confirm with Lorna. Like, is there anything that we could just like go and rob real quick?
Why don't you ask the thief?
Because I don't like talking to him.
Well, unfortunately, I don't go around looking for things to steal. Although, we did get a very mysterious message in this morning you may be interested in.
Yes, absolutely. Spill.
Well, a raven flew in, and all it had on it was a map with coordinates. I don't know where it goes or how they figured out how to get it here, but it's not signed by anybody, but it's a location that's in the middle of the desert.
I'll see if he's interested, and do you have the note on you? Can I have it?
She hands you the note, and it's basically just a map of the general area, and there's an X located in the desert. So you guys have that. I'll come back to you in a minute. So Velnos, are you going to do anything else with these holes?
I'm gonna stick my prickly anemone one.
You're going to stick your dick in there?
Of course.
All right, so you're going to do it in the prickly one.
Yeah.
All right, you whip it out and you shove it in there, and you immediately start feeling very, very sharp pain going through your penis as the sea anemone things proceed to pierce your dick. And as you pull it out, it is covered in sharp, pointed objects that are not very pleasant to have in there.
They are illusions of your minds.
No, they're stuck in your dick.
Real. If you know they are not real, they are not real.
Are you going to try and convince yourself that what you're seeing is not real?
He's fucking fear is the mind killer. Him.
Bluff yourself. 17?
Yeah.
All right, so you convince yourself that this is an illusion. However, it is a very painful illusion. Extremely painful, as a matter of fact. You may want to take those out.
Nah, son. Pain makes you stronger. I'm putting in this hole.
All right, you're putting it in hole number 2. Okay, so you put it in hole number 2, and you begin feeling a cooling sensation on your dick, followed by a very, very burning cold sensation that causes you. Do you want to try and keep it in there as long as possible, or are you just going to pull it back out?
I'm gonna pull it back out, see how it is.
Okay, you pull it back out. The sea anemone things appear to have frozen. However, your dick appears to have gotten a case of somewhat serious frostbite.
Oh, it's black? Okay, I'm putting it in the last one then.
You just castrated yourself. Have fun with that. The last one is a fire dimension. So that just literally just melted off whatever was there. So at least it's sterile, I guess.
This is an illusion. This is all the lot I still have.
I want you to roll a constitution save to see if you pass out from the pain. I'm going to say that you don't pass out, but you're getting kind of woozy.
This is when the portal opens back up to let him back home.
Okay, you open the portal back up. Velos, I'm assuming you're just going to stumble through that back into the main realm, the normal world. You might be able to grow it back.
And you have a healer. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Greater restoration.
You also probably have healing potions at the camp, I would imagine. Lorna or Gregor probably have some. Do you want to go back through the portal, or you want to stay in this random room full of things you can stick your dick in and harm yourself?
What can I see outside?
You see Saira and the Oasis that you just came from, as opposed to the room you're in now.
The Deceiver. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do.
Are you going to pull him through the portal? So what he's going to do is he's going to roll a dexterity check. He has the vines, and the vines, he basically is like Scorpion. He can just shoot those things out. So, Velnos, I'm going to give you a grapple check to grapple him and pull him through. Arch, you're going to have to roll a reflex save to resist that.
If he touches me, I'm gonna slay living.
Not if I'm fast, boy.
So he rolled a 22.
It's only a +1. I have no dex.
So yeah, Velnos, you reach out your vines and you pull Saira through the portal into the world you're in. Because somebody passed through the portal, it now closes, and you guys are now both in this room together.
So
I'm gonna keep a coil of vines on her, and I'm gonna do that.
She can immediately dispel your vines with a spell.
I'm gonna do that pose from Elden Ring, when the dude puts his arms almost touching above his head. Give me back my boner.
Okay, so you want her to regrow your penis.
Not regrow it.
What do you want to do then?
Give me back my bone, you son of a bitch.
She's a healer of the tyrant god. She enforces order on the universe, which is why she heals shit.
Enforce bone on dick.
That's,
Wait a minute, you want a bone penis?
Yeah.
That's not how that works. There is no bone
Give.
there.
Give bone back.
I could also make an undead parasite thing to act like that if he finds a bone, which I'm gonna tell him.
So if I feed bug bone, I get pee-pee.
If you bring me a bone, I could make it into a Jesus Christ.
There are skeletons in the room since you are in a dungeon. I'm just letting you know that.
Some random
That
femur.
skeleton looks very dirty.
I'm grabbing some random femur and giving him.
Okay, you take one of the femurs from one of the several skeletons that are lying in the corner of the room, and you hand it to Saira in order to make you a permanent penis.
It's like, I am so confused about today. I don't know. Can we just go and do, like, we can take care of this later?
Give me pee-pee.
Alright, I tell you what. We're going to go back to not wherever this is now, which I'm going to have a word with some people, because this was advertised as a rape dimension, and it certainly is not. And, we'll see.
If you don't give me pee-pee, I'll transform this into a rape dimension, I'll tell you that, boy.
He can kill you with a touch, by the way.
I know.
She's like,
I just want to be a piece of shit.
she's nodding at him, and then she just like holds her hands up.
It's
and
like no one remembers the actual victim just walking. Do you remember the song that was playing at the end of the Hulk? That's what's playing right now. That's how I'm just walking.
Yeah, basically, you're just kind of out there. You're like thumbing for a ride, even though it doesn't make sense. So you give him the femur, and you want him to make a permanent bone dick out of it. Arch, are you willing to do that?
Sure, I can do that.
I will say
Okay.
crafting check.
There you go.
All right, 27. You craft an amazing bone dick,
Hey.
which you then hand over to Velnos. Velnos, it basically acts as a strap-on. You still have no actual penis, by the way.
I
Doesn't
could have
matter.
thrown it back, I could have put it back, I could have done anything.
Well, I
but
mean,
this is what he wanted.
it
so-
matters in the sense that you can't feel anything that the bone penis feels because it's a strap-on.
It can feel it. It's having a great old time.
Yeah, so that thing could also... she could basically command that, too. So if you're doing horrible things with it, she could just make it come back to her if she wants.
He could command it too if he wanted.
That's true. So yeah, so you now have a bone penis. So Arch, I'm going to say you open up the portal and go back to the regular world again. And
I'm just gonna leave the door open because at this point she's like, I don't know how to deal with these people. And she's gonna go find the frog.
I'm like away. I'm away. Well, before they come back, I'm gonna find a random like cave or a hole. I'm gonna just hide there just to mope.
Plane shift kind of has to have focuses, which is what I was going for. Is that like she used you as a focus to teleport to?
okay, so here's what happens. Cham, I want you to roll a hide check. All right, still at 24. All right, so Cham, so you found a small rock. Well, I shouldn't say small, but a decent-sized rock to hide under. So as you do that, a portal opens up, and Saira walks through along with Drelark with his new bone dick, which, by the way, is hidden very cleverly under your clothes at this point, because I said I can't animate you naked for like 70 episodes. So you still have it, it's just in your pants. So as you guys walk through, the portal closes. So Arch and Velnos, if you're going to look for him too, both of you roll search checks to look for Curtis. Okay, neither one of you find Curtis because he rolled a 24, and neither of you beat that.
Right now I'm so depressed. I'm not even croaking.
So Saira knows that Curtis should be in the area because you warped to him when you opened the portal. Drelark doesn't, and Curtis is just kind of confused why all you guys are there. So you can choose how this interaction continues.
She just like waves the map. Darling, I know you're here somewhere. Just so you know, I don't know what it is. We got a map with an X on it. We're gonna go steal things. You're welcome to come. I'm going in.
She like gives a rough point towards whatever direction she's gonna start walking.
She's like, I'm going that way. And feel free, whenever you're done dealing with whatever this is, to come and join me or not. I don't care. Bye.
And she walks away.